We're good at lots of things here at Loose Women, but one thing we excel at is talking. Whether we're having a laugh, a big debate, or opening up about taboo subjects you didn't think were OK to talk about, nothing is off limits. And talking, even about the hard stuff, is actually very good for you. Take a look at this. Parvati Stories campaign launched in May 2017, taking the nation by storm.
Younger people are being forced to see images of perfect bodies.
And our What's and All photo shoot even inspired some famous faces to bear all too. And open up about their own issues with mental health and body confidence.
I wanted a quick fix, so I'd go out, I'd drink, I'd eat a kebab like the rest of the lads on the way home, and then when I got back, I'd make myself sick.
Now, we are known for being honest here on Loose Women, maybe too honest at times, and today we are launching a major campaign. Lighten the Load is our big mental health campaign, and its aim is simple: to help us all lighten the load when it comes to everyday pressure and stresses.
When my first marriage broke up, and I went through weeks of thinking I can do this and trying to be strong, and actually then I got to a point where I thought, you know what, I need help with this.
I was in such a state, you know, I was putting on the water just to drown my tears because I was just like in this black hole.
To the outside world, I seem like someone who can cope with everything.
Yeah.
But of course, that's only a facade.
Yeah.
All she said was, I think you need to get some help. And it was just those little words that made me go to the doctors and to get some medical help.
3 years ago, I had a very bad time in my life, and I just thought, I'm going to bail. I can't take it anymore. I just can't take the pressure.
We launched our Never Too Late to Tell campaign after Syra made this brave admission.
I've never talked about this before. At 13 years old, sitting in my bedroom, a male member of my family, he's died now, came in and did things.
And the horriblest thing is your granddad and you love him.
Yeah.
And you don't expect this person to turn into what he did.
I found myself face down on a bed with him on top of me.
More than 3,000 women in the UK are diagnosed with cervical cancer every year. But a regular smear test can detect abnormalities early. Don't put off this potentially life-saving test.
So get your mum, your sisters, your friends involved too.
Please go online now to take the pledge and face your smear.
And there's nothing we won't talk about.
This is where it's balding. I'm losing it all over.
I think most women suffer some kind of bladder control problems. You know what I mean? And trampolining and all. Oops.
I mean, I certainly remember after I had my baby, sitting there with my legs open in a mirror and sobbing my eyes out.
It's just coming up to 6 weeks now since I had the hysterectomy. Essentially, as a woman, I've had my engine removed.
I remember when I had my third miscarriage. I was just so strange. You know, I actually kept the fetus in the freezer.
My big fear was always going to be, what if one day she looks at me and doesn't know who I am? And 2 weeks ago, you know, that reality came.
Oh, wow. How does it feel looking back at that, particularly for you, Syra?
I still feel that. I remember that day. And, honestly, Jane, I have so much to say right now, but I just remember sitting there and it was the biggest burden that just came off my shoulder. And I had to talk about it, and I remember afterwards, I felt, oh, what have I done? What have I done? I've just brought shame to my family, and oh, my goodness. And I remember my mum saying, and, you know, she said, why did you have to talk about it on telly? And I just thought, because, Mum, we don't talk about it in the community.
Yeah.
Because if I don't talk about it, it's happening to 1 in 10 women up and down this country. 3% of men in this country abused in their childhood.
Imagine if you were that 13-year-old watching a show like this and hearing somebody tell their story.
And, Jane, honestly, I remember, you know, when somebody says something like that, you get instant reaction. Some people like, oh, she's just doing it for PR, she's just doing it on the telly. You know, members of your own family don't believe you. But the moment I realised I'd done something right was when I got the emails from people, the support, thank you for talking to us. I've now challenged it myself, it's happened to me. I remember this one girl, I was walking along and she came up to me and she grabbed my hand and she just burst out crying. She said, I see him in Tesco's every day. He does it, and I see him every day. And I just thought, you know, and I remember I had the charity card, the NPAC card with me, and I gave it to her. I carried it around for ages because so many people were coming up to me saying, thank you.
Well, you know what? The NAPAC, National Association for People Abused in Childhood, said that they received double the amount of the calls that they would normally have, and that then continued for months. And many of them said that it was because of the campaign and you speaking out. And we know behind the scenes how much you don't talk about as well, and the fact that you are so passionate, particularly within your community where there's so many horrors going on, and girls find it much harder to speak about. So it was you know, and we love you, and we and we know the truth of it, and I think it was a brilliant thing you did. And yeah, look, the stats are there. You know, all those other people reached out.
It's the funny things that go through your head when you talk about something. I just remember thinking, oh my God, what are people going to say? Like, what are the school mums going to say? But actually, I would say to anybody, even now if they're watching, it's never too late.
And we should also say, if anybody watching today is affected by anything that we're talking about, we have helplines on our website, if you'd like to look at that. The other thing, remember Scott Mitchell coming on, so he gave his first TV interview on here about, obviously, Barbara Windsor and her Alzheimer's and dealing with that. And that particular appearance, they had such a spike in donations. But it's not just really about donations, it's about raising awareness. And we had thousands and thousands of comments after the show from people who said, you know, there are so many people out there caring for people with dementia who just don't ever get recognised or don't get any support. So
I think that's what we do on this show, isn't it? It's because we're often talking about things that people are watching and go, oh God, that's me. I'm not crazy. I'm not the only one. And I do think, I mean, it's not that we're, you know, on a daily basis revealing things, but we have spoken about a lot of things that a lot of people would really shy away from, and sometimes it's incredibly hard to do that because of the fallout and everything afterwards.
And the other thing, of course, is that we're all women, but also sometimes we get male guests on, you know, Freddie Flintoff.
Oh, that show with Freddie and Got One, I think it just shows something happens to guests on Loose Women, they feel really safe, and for like a superstar, a cricket legend, to sit there and say at his peak that I was going out with the lads, you know, a hard guy, going out with the lads, drinking, having kebabs, and then making myself sick. And I remember on the show sitting when he said that and thinking, oh my God, there's going to be men out there that are hearing this for the first time that another man's done that. Oh, it was, I get goosebumps now.
So important.
He was so great to do that.
Many more times.
Yeah.